Hey Eufy fans, it's me Paul, admin of the world's largest Eufy dedicated Facebook group, Eufy Security Camera Owners. Today we're going to be looking at the Eufy's latest doorbell, the E340 DualCam Doorbell, and comparing that to the previous version, the Eufy S330 Dual Doorbell. The Eufy S330 Dual Doorbell was released back in February 22. It doesn't seem that long ago, but apparently that's how long it is. And I've had this up for quite a long time, over a year and a half. The new version, the E340, is also a dual camera doorbell, but it comes with different features. And what we're going to do today is compare the two, and I'll tell you at the end which I think is going to be the more, the better choice to go for. For me, it might be different for you, but I'll tell you which my favourite is. So we'll look at what we get in the box. Standard Eufy packaging. In there you can see we get the doorbell, a mounting plate, a 15-degree wedge so you can angle the doorbell away from traffic, the wiring to wire the camera, screws and roll plugs to anchor it to the wall, and a charging cable. Now just going back to the mounting plate on this, which I was pleased to see again, Eufy have thought about this and have put the screw holes in the same place as the previous doorbell, the S330 mounting plate, and also all single camera doorbells. So if you're upgrading from a single camera, or you want to swap from the S330 to the E340, all you've got to do is unscrew the old mounting plate and put the new one on. So there's no further drilling required, which is good forethought from Eufy. So with dual cameras, you obviously get double security. You get footage of people coming towards the door, ringing the doorbell. You also get footage of your doorstep, and the reason for that is it will film if there's a parcel that's been delivered, and will let you know if that parcel's been taken, or to remind you to go and collect that. Now, comparing the two, when it comes to footage quality, daytime, pretty much identical. They're both 2K cameras. As you can see from my demonstration, zooming in, there's not much difference at all, and the quality is pretty similar. Nighttime vision again is pretty similar if you're using the IR infrared vision on both. The difference is this one comes with lights. So it's the first camera on the market to have two cameras and two lights, which is the first on the market. Now with infrared black and white footage, you do lose pixel quality, which could potentially mean detection deteriorates. So what you will probably find on most cameras or battery powered cameras is that detection is better in the daytime than at night time. The reason for that is it's using IR and you do lose image quality. With this one having dual lights, that detection rate will go up at night, simply because of the pixels, the number of pixels it can see, because the light's been switched on there. Now it does also mean that the vision on this at night is less blurry, and it will potentially detect up to 5 meters away. This one, from experience, probably 2 meters at night. That one, I've only had it for a few days, so at the moment it does seem to be detecting that little bit further away. From the demonstration I've put on there, you can see in the daytime this does detect slightly earlier as well. Both come with 2K audio, which means you can speak to people. If they ring the doorbell, you can jump onto your phone and have a two-way conversation, as you can on the S330. You can also look at live view and press the microphone and talk to somebody as well. So if somebody's not pressed the doorbell, they're knocking on the door, you can pretend to be out, as we all do, and speak to them and say, leave it at the door, or whatever you need to say there. Now with the S330, there were two models of this. There was the wired version and there is the battery powered version. This one is the battery powered version. The wired version is slightly shorter, and obviously with it being battery powered, it does need recharging. Probably every 3 months I used to get out of this. It does aim towards a road, so there is a lot more notifications than there probably should be. You can use a wedge and turn it away from the road, but where I live it's a road straight all the way across, so that wouldn't help. So I expect around 3 months battery life out of this before it needs charging again. If it does need charging again, I'd take the whole thing off the wall, put it on charge for 4 hours, then back on again. So we may miss a ring in between that time. Big upgrade regards that on the E340 is it's battery powered and you can wire this as well. So with this one you had to buy wired or battery. This one you buy the one unit and you can either wire it or use the battery. Other big advantage with this one as well, it does come with a battery, but it's a detachable battery there. So what I'd suggest is that if you're going to get this one, you would buy an extra one of those. You could then charge that up, keep it on charge to one side until this one runs out. Then what you would do is go outside, take it off the wall, take the battery out, put the new one in, back on the wall, back in business. Pretty quick. 4 hours, 5 minutes difference. Now, as with all Eufy cameras, there is no monthly fee. Footage is stored for free unless you opt for the cloud option. If you don't opt for that, then footage is either stored on the device. On the new camera, it's 8GB internal. If you don't have a home base, you can still get this and wire it, connect it to your Wi-Fi. Sorry, so connect it to Wi-Fi, onboard storage. You have the home base 3. You can connect it via that and you'll get a lot more storage on there. The price difference between the two, this is currently retailing at £159 sterling UK. This one is 143, I think. Yeah, 143 UK. So there's not much of a price difference in the two. They are both Wi-Fi friendly, so no home base. You can connect both to the Wi-Fi. So what is in effect a solo camera. They also both work with the chime, the Eufy chime. They work with your home base as a chime, or they work with Amazon Echo as a chime. Now, if you use Amazon Echo as a chime, you can have every Echo device in your house ring out when somebody presses the bell, which I do. We've got 4 currently, and wherever you are, upstairs, downstairs, back of the house, front, you'll get an Amazon Echo announce somebody's at the front door. If you have an Echo Show, the one with the screen, you can also say Echo, or the other word, show me the front door, and it will take probably 5 seconds to connect. You'll get an image of somebody at the front door. Now, you can't have two-way audio if you do that. All you can do is see somebody's there. I use that feature for takeaways. So I'll have the Echo Show to one side, I'll say Echo, show me the front door, and it will be a live view of the front door, and we can see the car pull up, we run out, get Chinese and eat. So highly recommended that you use the Eufy Echoes or Google equivalent as chimes on these. So as you can see, they are a very similar size, the S330 being slightly taller. The S330 wide version is shorter than that, so I guess it's roughly the same size as this. It's not going to be a reason to choose one or the other. They are pretty similar in weight, size, so it's more the features as to which one you choose. The E340 does seem to have better detection, so in the daytime, as you can see from the video, it does detect the person coming up the drive a few meters prior to this one, maybe 1 or 2 meters prior. So daytime detection is pretty good. Now with these, I do have them facing down the drive, so motion is always coming directly towards, which isn't ideal for these kinds of cameras. The perfect location for these will be somebody walking diagonally towards, or even across. Depends on your front door as to how that's going to work. At night time, because the quality of the image drops, so does the detection accuracy. The advantage with the E340 is that it has got a light, so once that's on, it's better quality image, more pixels that it can analyze, and the detection is better than on this one at night than it is on this. Daytime, again, it's a little bit better. The wide version of the S330, I believe, is going to be better than both of these slightly, because it does do a slight pre-record, 2 or 3 seconds pre-record before it starts to before it notifies you. The bottom cameras are designed to pick up parcels left on the doorstep. The difference with these, this one is fixed on the new camera, the E340. On the S330, the bottom camera is actually adjustable. You can click it left and click it right. If you can see that. And what that does, it will adjust the image on your app so it's looking slightly more to the left or slightly more to the right. Depending on the shape of your doorstep, depends on which way you would have that. Mine is set to straight because my doorstep is straight below. So the fact that it doesn't have an adjustable bottom camera isn't an issue to me. Some people might have used that feature. Some people don't even know it exists. I came across it accidentally one day. I thought I'd broken it, but that's why it turns left and right there. They both benefit from the package delivery guard, which means that they will detect a parcel's been delivered. It will notify you on the phone to say parcel delivered. It will then notify you again so many minutes later to say you've not collected the parcel. And it will also detect somebody taking the parcel, which could be you. It could be somebody that shouldn't be taking the parcel. Now, if that happens, it will say something along the lines of please leave the parcel at the door, which might prompt them to know they've been recorded and to leave the parcel at the door. They might do a runner, but you know, something's better than nothing, and if they do leave it, happy days. The difference on the parcel detection on the E340 is in the app, it does allow you to place an ignore box on the screen. So the use of that is, and as I have had in the past with the S330, is that it's thought the doormat was a parcel, so it's square, it's brown, and it will occasionally say parcel delivered. You have a look and there's nothing there, and it thinks the doormat is a parcel. On this one, you can draw a square around the doormat or a square around a square plant pot, for example, and it will ignore that as a parcel. Now, if somebody does put an actual box on the doormat, it knows there's a box on the doormat, so it doesn't ignore that area as such. It just ignores the doormat as a parcel. So in conclusion, which is my favourite, the S330 Dual Doorbell or the E340 Dual Doorbell? Okay, so a few advantages of this one first. You get the removable battery, which means a lot less downtime. If you buy a second battery, if the first one runs out, you just pop that off the wall, swap the battery over, back on the wall, you're back in business. The S330 runs out of a battery, you have to take the whole thing off the wall, charge it up 4 or 5 hours, then back on. So downtime is quite a lot greater on this one. The E340 also has dual lights, so one on the top, a couple on the bottom, which gives you colour night vision. And that means two things. One is you're going to get a clearer image of whoever's at the door, colour night vision. It also will potentially give you better detection. The reason for that is when the image is colour, more pixels for the camera to analyse, and should hopefully give you better or more accurate notifications of somebody there. Also in the app on the E340, it does allow you to have that ignore zone around certain things. So you can have a cube shaped plant pot or a brown doormat, which can be mistaken for a parcel. So you get false notification, parcel delivered, and it isn't. So on this one, if that does happen, you can put a square around or a little shape around that object to tell the camera to ignore that as a parcel. So another advantage on this that the S330 doesn't have. Now, one thing you do lose between the cameras, the S330 has the movable bottom camera, so that can aim left or right, gives you coverage over a wider area or, you know, different area. This one is fixed. It's not a big problem. That one is a wide angle camera anyway, pretty wide. So you're not going to miss anything provided your doorstep is somewhere near the doorbell. For me, that's not a deal breaker. The other points I mentioned there are more of an advantage over the two cameras. So a pretty obvious really, I would go for the E340 if I was to purchase one of these. Now upgrading from the single camera doorbells, both were a really good upgrade, both similarly priced. That's got a lot more features that this one hasn't, so for me the winner is this. Thanks for watching this video, and as usual I'd be very grateful if you give the video a like for the YouTube algorithms. There will be more dual camera reviews coming up, If you want to be notified of those, please do click subscribe. Also, if you've got any questions, do ask. I will read them all and I'll try and answer as many as I can. Any that I don't know the answer to, I'd recommend you join our Facebook group, Eufy Security Camera Owners. There are over 30,000 members on there, all with a lot more knowledge than me when it comes to these things. And you're bound to get the answers that you need on there if I can't answer that. So yeah, any questions, let me know, and hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.